Hi, welcome back. It's Chava. Nice to not see you. I don't know. Nice to be here recording this, and I hope that it's a nice day where you're watching. Um, so I'm back. I'm still fuzzy. I hope that I'm speaking clearly enough. And I have a couple more questions that people ask me to answer, and I've chosen the one that I'm going to talk about today because I think it's an interesting contrast to the previous one, because this is someone with a very similar mix of energies to the young lady we were talking about in the previous question. Is actually, in terms of like the main energies in the chart, there's only one that's different. It's a pretty significant one though. It's the branch energy. And so I thought it'd be interesting to look at these two different charts of the energies of the personality and see how they're similar and how they're different. And we have a different question for this person. So let's jump into it. Yes, here I am, momentarily distracted, small cat. She's hopefully going to be quiet now. Okay, so the question for today is, how do I become more decisive? And it was sent in by someone who was born in the second half of the year 1974. So because there is a 10-year energy cycle in the Chinese system, in the stems and branches system, the years that end in 4 are all going to be years that have the wood energy and are going to have the earth energy, just like we talked about last time. So we're going to see that wood and earth again, but in this case, the branch energy is very different. The branch energy is metal. So quick review in case this is the first time you're watching anything I've done. The root energy, which in this case is the earth, represents kind of what you do in the world, or what the energy is that you have a deeper connection to anything else and that you're sharing with the world around you. In this case, it's the earth, where the earth represents Mother Earth, if you think about it like that. Grandma's in the kitchen cooking for everyone, nurturing, security, safety, the mom friend. That's that energy that you're bringing into the world. The person who asked the question is bringing into the world. How she does it, how she expresses that energy is like in the previous question, through the wood again, where the wood represents creativity and creation and doing new things and strength and change and growth. So we have on the one hand the nurturing, on the one hand the like get going already, like kicking the pants. So this is a personality which is great for providing everything that you need to get something done, because you've got the safe foundation, security, knowing everyone's got your back and that the world's a safe place. You've got the growth, you've got the strength, you've got the ability to change. That is assuming that you had a childhood that really gave you these feelings that the world is safe and it's okay to experiment and change and to grow. If your childhood was not safe, if it wasn't secure, then it can be a lot harder to connect to that sense, that feeling, that sensation, that knowing that you're safe and that it's okay for you to grow and for you to try new things and for you to maybe fail and stand up and try again. Because if you had a family situation where you had to be right and you always had to get A's and it wasn't okay to try something, because if you're not perfect at it, then you're going to get in trouble. Then you have all this potential, but it might be very, very hard to actually do something with it. On the other hand, if you're from a background, not everyone grew up in a safe, secure first world country. If you didn't know where supper was coming from, if your mom was in the kitchen but she didn't have anything to cook, if you had to move around a lot, if there was conflict, if you weren't safe, then of course you're supposed to have this deep connection to a feeling of security and a safe foundation, and you never actually had that. And that is also going to make it a lot harder for you to use all of your potential and to do what has to be done. And that might leave you in a situation where you're always trying to kind of hedge your bets, and you don't want to make a decision, because when you say yes to something, you're saying no to everything else. And what if I need one of those other options? What if the thing that I'm choosing doesn't work out? Then I need a plan B, and I need a plan C, and I need a plan D, because I'm not safe, because the world isn't a safe place, because that's what I learned when I was a kid. So that can be one reason. And because I know the questioner, so I'm kind of adding a bit of a bit of information to my assessment based on what I know of the person who asked the question. But this is really relevant for everyone, because I think all of us have had times in our life when we felt unsafe, when we felt insecure, when we felt like people didn't have our backs because we just left home and we were standing on our own feet for the first time, or for any reason. You know, I really hope that everyone out there has always felt supported and safe and secure, but I think for most of us that's not actually the case. And it's a lot harder to let that energy of growing and flourishing and experimenting and trying new things and going in different directions do its thing when you don't have the secure foundation. So that could be one thing that's making it difficult to make decisions, is like having to say yes means having to say no. Another thing is that the earth energy in and of itself is not actually known for decision making or for being good at making decisions, because the earth is all about supporting and nurturing everything that comes along. And so like trying to hold everyone and be everything for everyone is kind of something that's really, really basic and deep within you. And it's something that you're going to have to learn to a certain extent to overcome, or to, you know, to use it when it's good, and to recognize when that tool is not the one that's going to serve you best. And maybe sometimes instead of connecting to your root and your stem energy, you can switch it up a bit, and we can look at your branch energy. So 1974, the branch energy for that year was the metal energy. It was the yin metal energy. And I'm not going to get in too much about the difference between the yin and the yang here. It's not relevant to this particular instance very much, but the metal energy is the energy of decision making. The metal energy is the energy that is all about, this is yes, this is no, this is right, this is wrong, this is my boundary, this is on the inside, this is on the outside. It's okay for you to come like this close to me, and then you have to take a step back because you've gotten too close, because I know where my boundaries are. That the metal is just all about the boundaries. The metal is all about the decision making, the clarity, understanding what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad for me and for my life. And so it might be that in order to make decisions, you really need to get more in touch with the metal energy, and let it kind of, you know, let it kind of overwhelm the earth energy. Let the metal dictate to the earth what sometimes, you know, what you're going to do, instead of getting too sucked into the trying to do everything and be there for everyone, and always make sure that no door is closed and no path is unexplored, because you also have the wood that's going like, I want to go here and I want to see that and I want to do this new thing and I want to try that. You know, sometimes you have like this great season of growth and you can try all the new things, and then sometimes you have to come along and you have to prune, and you're going to have to just cut down all of the little offshoots of growth that are scattering your energy in directions that you don't want to go, and you're just going to have to, you know, help all of your energy focus itself on the direction that you want to walk in. So yeah, so in this case, connecting to the metal. Okay, great. How do we connect to the metal? Well, the metal is all about clarity. The metal is all about boundaries. The metal is all about yes, no, right, wrong. So things you can do, like physical things you can do to connect to the metal, are breathing exercises and meditations where you sit and you feel your breath. Because what's feeling your breath? Feeling your breath is feeling the exact space where you connect to the outside world, where you begin and where you end, and about exactly what parts of the outside world you bring into your body, right? We breathe in the air, but we're not taking everything that's in the atmosphere into our body. I've forgotten the word in English. Our red blood cells are picking out the oxygen, and our blood is releasing the carbon dioxide. And that is all about the metal. It's about, I'm taking in what I need, I'm getting rid of what I don't need. It's very precise, it's very exact, it's very methodical. Excuse me. Speaking of breathing. And so the breathing, all about the metal. Getting a massage. What do you do when you get a massage? What do you do when someone touches you? When someone touches your body, you're feeling your boundaries. You're feeling where you begin and where you end. You're feeling where you are and what you are and where you aren't. And you're feeling what sort of touch is good for you and what sort of touch isn't. And so it's actually something that is important to do for babies, is to be sure to touch all over their body so that they know where their body is. Babies that are really small babies who are too young to move, too young to like move around on their own and to interact too much with the world around them because they can't even control their hands yet. How do they even know how big they are and how much space they take up and where they are? They learn that by the touch. So getting a massage, or getting some moisturizer and rubbing it in all over and really feeling your skin and feeling your body. Other things you could do could be maybe sitting and journaling and writing down things that are right for you, writing down things that are wrong for you, or writing down what your boundaries are, or writing down what your values are, and making like some boundaries for a space where it's really easy to say, okay, things inside this space are a maybe, but things outside this space are a no, and I don't have to waste my time even thinking about whether this is okay or not, whether I want this or not. If it's outside this space that I've delineated, I don't have to waste my time assessing it and looking it over. I can just say, like, these are my boundaries, and outside of my boundaries is a no. Just make it easier on your decision-making process by making one big decision rather than having to deal with every little thing that comes up. So, it could be, for example, me, if anything starts after 9 p.m., I don't go. I don't even ask myself, would it be nice? I don't go. Because if I do, the next day is like, that's it, I'm not working. If it's something that it's hugely, hugely important to me, I don't know. I can't, I'm having a hard time thinking of something that would be important enough for me to go after 9 p.m. because I just know my next day is gone. And that's, a really easy decision. And if it were something that were that important, like if something starts after 9 p.m. and I want to go, I know it has to be more important to me than an entire day's work. So that's one just boundary that makes a lot of decisions easier, because a swing dance night for couples in, a bar in the old city might be cool. If it starts after 9 p.m., I'm not even going to decide whether it's cool enough that I want to go or whether it's cheesy enough that I want to go, depending on how they do it. And so, yeah, making big decisions so you can make one decision instead of a lot of little ones is something that can make it, make it easier, because you're not burning out your decision muscles by using them over and over and over again. Okay, so there's a couple things to try. And then, sorry, I just did not write this down. One other thing that might be helpful based on the supporting energy of the year. So that's the energy that's going to help you that's going to help you be more in balance and connect more to what you should be doing, or what you're naturally want to be doing. So the supporting energy of the year is, again, because this is like practically the same as 2004, is the fire. It's the heavenly fire energy. So doing something that is either connecting to someone else on a really deep level, so like therapy, or like creating a piece of art that if you have the talent and the ability, which is not something I can do, but the ability to just like share what's going on with you with someone else, to talk to a friend and to share like down to the bones what you're feeling. Or again, some sort of spiritual connection, whatever it is that you do that helps you actually feel connected to your higher power, might also be something that can help you be more in balance in general, and also, you know, be more secure or be more confident with your decision making, because feeling that you're working from a place of connection can give you maybe an additional feeling of confidence that you are making the right decision. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I hope that was intelligible. I would love to hear how this worked for you, the person who asked the question, and whether any of it was interesting or relevant to everyone else who watched this. Did you learn anything? Did you have any questions I didn't answer? Is there something that you feel that you really wanted to go deeper into? Please let me know. You can leave a comment, you can send an email, whatever works for you based on where and how you're watching this. I would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions that you want me to answer in this format, feel free to also leave a comment, send me an email, let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.